Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something incredibly raw. It's a deeply personal audio diary from someone who is actively navigating profound emotional and physical survival. We're going to break down exactly how the human mind processes immense stress, and we'll explore the highly actionable, real-time self-therapy tools the speaker uses to anchor themselves when everything else is falling apart. Let's dive right in. Think about your own resilience for a second. When the ground literally gives way beneath your feet, where does your mind go? How do you actually protect your inner peace when everything external shatters? Well, in this source audio, the speaker answers that exact question by taking us on an extraordinary journey of self-therapy, one that was born out of pure, absolute necessity. So, the speaker introduces their absolute bedrock survival tool, gratitude. But I want to be clear here. This isn't just some passive, warm and fuzzy feeling. They actively write down their thoughts, treating them as deliberate tools sent by the universe to act as a literal anchor in the storm. It's a brilliant shift because it reframes gratitude from a fleeting emotion into a hard, structural support system for the psyche. They actually say, and I quote, "In any moment, give thanks. Constantly look for what to be grateful for." This really drives home that gratitude is an active, demanding practice. You have to consciously scan your environment, scan your memories, every single moment, just to find something to anchor yourself to when the storm hits. Let me just pause right here and ask you, what are you grateful for in this exact specific moment? I want you to mirror the speaker's technique. Just find one thing. It could be the screen you're watching, the air in your lungs, maybe a comforting memory. Finding that one simple thing is literally the first step in the self-therapy we're unpacking today. Now, to really get why this practice is so mind-blowing, we've got to look at the sheer scale of the trauma the speaker is navigating. It is a compounding weight. We're talking about an external crisis and an internal crisis crashing down on them at the exact same time. 28. This number represents the decades of marriage that recently ended in the devastating discovery of infidelity. For 28 years, this marriage was the speaker's foundation. And now it's completely shattered by an intimate betrayal. Just take a second to process the weight of that alone. Now, throw the number 5 into the mix. This represents the external trauma. The speaker is surviving the 5th year of a brutal war, enduring active bombings and shelling. So they're dealing with the ultimate collapse of their private, safe sanctuary, while their physical world is literally under attack. It's an absolutely horrific duality. You've got a shattered 28-year marriage on the inside, and you're enduring a 5th year of war on the outside. The speaker notes that even when they try to convince themselves that they're fine, that they're just calmly breathing through it, these compounding forces deeply deform the psyche, and it's all operating entirely under the surface. And all of this invisible, crushing pressure leads to an incredible psychological realization. The speaker starts noticing their mind constantly pulling backward in time. They're endlessly remembering deceased relatives, fragments of their youth, their childhood homes. At first, they thought this was just, a quirk of getting older, but it was actually something much more profound. They actually recognized a phenomenon from psychological texts. It's called regression under severe stress. When your nervous system takes a hit this massive, like an intimate betrayal combined with living in a literal war zone, the brain tries to protect itself. It retreats to a distant, safer time, to childhood, to people who have passed away. It's a totally involuntary coping mechanism, triggered by a present reality that is just too overwhelming to process. At first, they just blamed all these memories on turning 50. But then came this massive epiphany. The timeline of life doesn't actually jump. You have 49 years and 11 months, then 49 years and 364 days, and then the next day happens. Turning 50 is just a human construct. The regression had absolutely nothing to do with age. It was entirely about extreme stress, violently throwing their subconscious into the past. And that realization right there, that's the vital pivot. The speaker realizes that while they can't control the subconscious reaction, because your body's going to do what it needs to do to survive, they absolutely still have agency over their conscious choices. And this is where the real self-therapy begins. Because there is a stark difference between an involuntary reaction and a conscious choice. You can't stop that involuntary wave of regression and those flooding memories. You have to give the body time to process shock. But you can choose how you react in the present moment. You can actively direct your thoughts, you can distract yourself, and you can channel your focus. So, how do they apply that choice? Well,
When those overwhelming memories of deceased relatives flood in, they actively choose to remember them with gratitude, rather than with tears or regret. They are literally rewriting their emotional response in real time, thanking the universe that those people and those moments ever existed at all.
Which brings us to this beautiful concept the speaker calls life-forming meaning. Think about it. When your past is stripped away by betrayal and your present is threatened by war, what do you actually have left? The ultimate currency of attention. The true meaning of life is to feel every single moment, fixate on it, and savor your own unique journey.
Just listen to the sheer intensity of these words coming from someone inside a war zone. Don't dare waste your second of life on a foolish thought, on anger, on hatred, on negativity. This is your life. Everything else is just the lives of other people. It's such a powerful reminder that your singular, precious time shouldn't be hijacked by the toxicity of others. To make this incredibly practical, the speaker outlines a daily self-therapy routine. Step 1, breathe. Step 2, look around. Step 3, rejoice in what you see. Step 4, do what you like. And step 5, actively repel negativity. Listen, these aren't just motivational buzzwords. These are literal survival tactics to keep the mind from being totally consumed by despair. Look, it's so easy to fall into the trap of wasting precious time obsessing over a scoundrel or a wrong that was done to us. The solution? Building a daily habit of self-therapy. You have to practice protecting your peace until it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. You literally must train yourself to stop giving your life force to negative thoughts. Ultimately, the core takeaway from this profound audio diary boils down to this one empowering truth. Life is simply too short, too unique, and way too precious to waste a single second pondering a scoundrel, whether that scoundrel is a person who betrayed you or a situation that's trying to break you. We've seen how someone facing unimaginable double trauma uses gratitude and fierce mental discipline to protect their peace by choosing exactly where to place their attention. So, knowing that every single moment is entirely yours to direct, how will you spend your next second?